The New Town. Last month, Emma moved to a new town with her family. Her father got a new job, so they had to leave their old house, old friends, and old school. Emma was a little sad because she did not like big changes, but she also felt a little excited because maybe something good was waiting for her in the new place. The town they moved to was small and quiet. There were many trees on the streets, small shops on the corners, and friendly people who always said hello when they walked by. Emma liked that. It felt safer and warmer than her old city. Their new house was not very big, but it had a small garden behind it. Emma loved the garden immediately. There were colorful flowers, a wooden bench, and even a small apple tree. She thought, maybe I can read books here in the afternoon. On her first morning, Emma decided to walk around and explore the town. She wanted to know where the school was, where the market was, and where she could make new friends. First, she went to the bakery. The smell of fresh bread made her smile. The baker, an old man with white hair, waved at her and said, "Good morning. Welcome to our town." Emma felt shy but answered, "Good morning. I just moved here." The baker smiled warmly. "Well, I hope you like it here. If you need anything, you can always come to my shop." Emma thanked him and continued walking. She saw a park with blue benches and a fountain in the middle. Some children were playing with a ball, and others were drawing with chalk on the ground. Emma wanted to join them, but she felt too nervous on her first day. Then, when she was about to leave the park, she heard a voice behind her. "Hey, are you new here?" Emma turned around and saw a girl around her age. She had short, curly hair and a bright smile. "Yes, I moved here yesterday," Emma said. The girl nodded happily. "My name is Mia. If you want, I can show you around. I know this town very well." Emma felt a bit more relaxed. "Sure, I'm Emma." They walked together around the park, and Mia explained everything: where the school was, the best place to get ice cream, and the big library near the river. Emma listened carefully and felt something she didn't expect. She felt comfortable, safe, maybe even happy. After a while, Mia stopped and pointed at a small wooden bridge. "That is the river path. People say something interesting happens there at night." Emma raised her eyebrows. "What kind of interesting thing?" Mia smiled mysteriously. "You'll see, if you're brave enough." Emma didn't know what to think, but she felt curious. Her new town was already full of surprises. The River Path Mystery. Over the next few days, Emma started to enjoy the new town more and more. She and Mia met every afternoon after school. They walked in the park, bought small snacks from the bakery, and talked about school, teachers, and their hobbies. Emma felt lucky. She had already made her first new friend. But there was still one thing she couldn't stop thinking about: the river path, and what interesting thing happened there at night. Mia always laughed when Emma asked about it. "You'll find out soon," she said, "but you need to be a little brave." This only made Emma more curious. One evening, Emma was sitting in the garden reading a book. The sky was turning orange and pink, and the air was cool. She could hear the birds and the soft wind moving through the apple tree. Her mother opened the back door and stepped outside. "Sweetheart, how was school today?" she asked. Emma looked up. "It was good. Mia helped me again. She's really nice." Her mother smiled. "I'm happy you found a friend so quickly." Emma hesitated, then asked, "Mom, have you heard anything about the river path?" Her mother looked surprised. "The river path? What about it?" "Well, Mia said something interesting happens there at night." Her mother laughed softly. "Oh, that? Many children in this town talk about it. I think it's just a story, Emma. But the river is beautiful at night, so maybe that's what they mean." Emma wasn't sure. Mia didn't seem like she was talking about something simple. The plan. The next day at school, Emma finally decided to ask again. "Mia, can you please tell me what happens at the river path? I want to know." Mia grinned. "Okay, but not here. We have to go and see it." "When? After school?" Emma asked. Mia shook her head. "No, Emma. It only happens when the sky gets dark, after sunset." Emma felt a small chill, but she also felt excited. "So we go tonight?" "Yes," Mia said, smiling. "Tonight." Night walk to the river. That evening, Emma told her parents she was going to Mia's house. It wasn't a lie. Mia's house was on the way to the river path. Her parents trusted her, and the town was safe. Mia was waiting outside her gate when Emma arrived. "Ready?" Mia asked. "I think so." They started walking together. The sky was already dark, and the streetlights slowly turned on one by one. The town felt different at night, quieter, calmer, and a little mysterious. When they finally reached the small wooden bridge near the river, Emma felt her heart beating faster. The river reflected the moonlight, creating silver waves that moved slowly. The air was cool and smelled like fresh water. Mia whispered, "Just wait. Look at the water and listen." Emma tried to listen carefully. At first, she heard nothing but the soft sound of the river. But after a few moments, she noticed something new. A small light, then another, floating above the water like tiny glowing dots. Emma gasped quietly. "What are those?" Mia smiled proudly. "They are fireflies. Many of them come here every night, but only near this part of the river." More and more lights appeared, slowly filling the dark space above the water. It looked like hundreds of little stars had decided to dance in the air. Emma couldn't speak for a moment. "It's beautiful." Mia nodded. "And now you know the secret of the river path." Emma felt warm inside. She wasn't scared anymore. She felt like she truly belonged in this new town, and she was sure this was only the beginning of her adventure. The Lost Notebook. After the night at the river path, Emma felt different. She felt braver, more curious, and more connected to the town. Seeing the fireflies made her feel like she discovered a secret that only the locals knew. The next morning, she woke up early, full of energy and excitement. At school, she ran to meet Mia before class started. "Mia, last night was amazing. I never saw so many fireflies before." Mia laughed happily. "I knew you would like it. It's my favorite place in the town." Emma nodded. "Now it's my favorite place too." But before they could talk more, their teacher came in and started the lessons. Emma tried to focus, but her mind kept drifting back to the river, the lights, and the sound of the flowing water. She felt like something magical was waiting for her there. After-school surprise. When school ended, Emma and Mia walked together toward the park. They talked about homework, snacks they liked, and which teachers were strict. Everything felt normal, until they reached a bench near the fountain. Mia suddenly stopped. "Emma, look!" On the bench, there was something strange. A small, old brown notebook. It looked weathered, with torn edges and a thin red ribbon hanging from the middle. Emma looked around. "No one is here. Maybe someone forgot it?" Mia shook her head. "It looks really old. Maybe it doesn't belong to anyone from school." Emma picked it up carefully. The cover felt soft but dusty. There was no name on it, only a small drawing in the corner, a tiny star. "Should we open it?" Emma asked. Mia glanced around again. Well, it's just a notebook. Maybe it has a name inside. Emma slowly opened the first page. Her eyes widened. Inside, the pages were filled with hand-drawn maps. Not normal maps, strange ones. Some showed parts of the town. Some showed places Emma had never seen. Some had little symbols, arrows, and tiny notes written in messy handwriting. Mia gasped. "Look at this one." She pointed at a map that showed the river path. Next to the river, there was a symbol of a star, the same star on the notebook's cover. Under it was a small sentence, "Follow the lights. They guide the way." Emma felt a tingle run down her back. Why did the notebook mention the fireflies? Who wrote this? Mia whispered, "This is weird, but exciting." Emma turned more pages. There was a drawing of the old bakery, another of the park fountain, another of a place labeled Old Stone Trail. Emma frowned. "I've never heard of that trail." Mia nodded. "Me neither, but look, there's another note." Emma read it aloud. "The Old Stone Trail hides what was forgotten." Both girls looked at each other. Emma whispered, "Do you think this notebook is some kind of treasure map?" Mia bit her lip. "I don't know, but it feels mysterious." A difficult decision. Emma held the notebook close to her chest. "We should give it to someone," she said at first. "Maybe the teacher or someone from the town." Mia shook her head quickly. "No, Emma, they will just take it away. We found it, and don't you want to see what all of this means?" Emma hesitated. She knew Mia was right. The notebook felt important, and deep inside, Emma did want to know more. Finally, she nodded. "Okay, we keep it, but we must be careful." Mia smiled excitedly. "So, what do we do now?" Emma opened the notebook again and pointed at the page with the river path. "We start with this. It says the lights guide the way, so tonight we follow the fireflies." Mia's eyes sparkled. Tonight will be amazing. Emma felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. Her new town was full of surprises and mysteries, and now she felt like she was stepping into a real adventure. Following the fireflies. When evening finally arrived, Emma felt more excited than ever before. All day she had been thinking about the old notebook and the strange maps inside it. She kept wondering, who made this notebook? Why did it show the river path? And what did "follow the lights" really mean? After dinner, she grabbed her jacket and quietly slipped outside. Mia was already waiting for her near the end of the street, holding a small flashlight. "You brought the notebook, right?" Mia asked. Emma patted her backpack. "Yes, it's here. Let's go." They walked together toward the river path. The sun was gone, and the sky was a deep blue, sprinkled with a few stars. The air felt cool, and the only sounds were crickets and the soft flow of water. Emma felt a little nervous, but she also felt brave. The first clue. When they reached the wooden bridge, Emma took out the notebook. She turned to the page with the river map. "Look," she said, "it says the fireflies show the way." Mia nodded. "So we wait for them?" They both stood quietly on the bridge. For a moment, there was nothing. Then slowly, one tiny light appeared above the water. Then another, and another. Soon, many fireflies were glowing softly, just like before. But this time, something was different. Mia pointed ahead. "Emma, look! They're moving in a line." Emma's eyes widened. The fireflies weren't flying randomly like the other night. They were drifting together in a long, smooth path, moving away from the bridge and toward a narrow trail near the trees. Emma opened the notebook again. On the bottom of the map, written very small, it said, "Walk where the lights walk." Emma took a deep breath. "I think we have to follow them." Mia grinned, excited. "Then let's go." Deep into the trees. The girls left the bridge and followed the glowing line of fireflies into a small forest area near the river. During the day, this path looked normal and quiet, but at night it felt different, mysterious, almost magical. Emma held the notebook open while Mia shined her flashlight on the ground so they could see where they were walking. "This is so cool," Mia whispered. "It feels like we're in a movie." Emma nodded, but inside her stomach felt tight. The air was colder here, the trees were taller, the shadows seemed darker, but she kept walking. The fireflies floated ahead of them, lighting the narrow path. After a few minutes, the glowing trail curved to the right and stopped near a large old tree. The fireflies gathered around it like tiny stars. Mia stepped closer. Why did they stop here? Emma checked the notebook again. There was a drawing of a big tree, maybe the same one. Next to it was another note. "Look below what is old." Emma knelt down and touched the roots of the tree. The ground felt soft, like something had been moved. "Mia, help me," she said. Together they brushed away leaves, dirt, and small stones. Then suddenly, Emma's hand hit something hard. The hidden box. "Emma, what is that?" Mia whispered loudly. Emma dug a little more until a small wooden box appeared under the tree roots. It was old and covered with dirt, but it had a carved star on the top, the same star from the notebook's cover. Emma's heart was beating fast. "Should we open it?" Emma asked. Mia nodded eagerly. "Of course." Emma lifted the lid slowly. Inside, wrapped in soft cloth, was a small metal object shaped like a key, but not a normal key. This one was strange and beautiful, with tiny symbols carved into it. Mia stared. A key? For what? Emma checked the notebook again. She turned several pages until she found a drawing of the same key. Under it was written, "The first key opens the first truth." Emma whispered, "First key, first truth." Mia leaned closer. "So there are more keys?" Emma nodded slowly. "Yes, and I think this is only the beginning." She closed the box carefully and placed it into her backpack. The fireflies, as if their job was done, slowly spread out and disappeared into the night. The girls stood quietly under the old tree. Emma looked at Mia. "Mia, we found something important, something big." Mia smiled nervously. "I think our adventure just got serious." Emma nodded. She could feel it, too. The town that once felt quiet and simple was now filled with secrets, and she was ready to discover every single one of them. The next day, Morgan had classes in the morning. She woke up early, took a quick shower, and prepared a simple breakfast: toast, eggs, and orange juice. She was excited because her first class of the day was English reading skills, one of her favorite subjects. When she arrived at the campus, she saw many students walking, talking, and drinking coffee. The weather was sunny and warm, so everyone was in a good mood. Morgan smiled and walked to her classroom. She sat near the window because she liked to see the trees outside. The teacher, Miss Brown, entered the room and said, "Good morning, everyone. Today we will read a short story and talk about it together." Morgan listened carefully. The story was simple but interesting. It was about a boy who wanted to travel the world. After reading, the class discussed the boy's dreams and his challenges. Morgan raised her hand and shared her thoughts. "I think the boy is brave," she said. "He wants to learn new things." Miss Brown smiled at her. "Great answer, Morgan." After class, Morgan met her friend Elena at the cafeteria. Elena was from Spain, and she always had a lot of energy. They ordered sandwiches and sat near the window. "How was your class?" Elena asked. "It was good," Morgan replied. "We read a nice story." Elena laughed. "You always enjoy reading." After lunch, they walked outside. There was a small garden near the library with many flowers. Morgan loved that place. She took pictures of the flowers with her phone. Later, Morgan went to the library to study. She needed to finish her homework for the next day. The library was quiet, and she found a comfortable seat near the corner. She opened her books and started reading. After 1 hour, her eyes felt tired, so she took a short break and drank some water. In the evening, Morgan returned to her dorm. She cooked simple pasta for dinner and watched a short movie on her laptop. She felt happy because her day was productive. Before going to bed, she sent a message to her family. "Today was a good day. I studied, met Elena, and enjoyed my classes." Then she turned off the lights and slept peacefully, ready for a new day at university.